or not to be type of, a little bit existentialist. We are happy that Jean-Paul Sartre is not among us. So knight or bishop, which one? Bishop or the knight? We always think in such positions that we got this very strong knight and we got this bishop which protects this 6 pawn. It never crosses white's mind for a very long time, it can happen with anyone, to go for this exchange. But sometimes it is possible.
No, she said that she was thinking to take on e5, but she said, okay, somehow she found it more convenient to go for a pawn.
Well, there is this thing, obviously, but...
because she had to decide very quickly.
Probably with the time management.
Yes.
Once again, time management, in many books you will see this phrase, the time trouble emerges its ugly neck. I don't know why it's the ugly neck part. It's like Loch Ness, comes the time trouble. But actually, important is knight e5, knight e5. Next move, black is ready to play rook c8 and start the counterplay. So for instance, bishop b5 is a big mistake because after rook c8, black also has the means, rook c1, knight g4. But here the problem is really after f4, very strong. Knight cannot go backward because this switch is terrible. Everything is lost. Everything is swept over the board, which leaves black with the only choice to go to g4. And now white is not really afraid. Comes bishop b5. Rook c8, only move.
Yes.
Check. Shuts the line. And wins the game. Yeah. Wins the game. This is a very unfortunate moment that a couple of times Zhukova-Galojan, who is a very good player, but she's a little bit too solid and comes up with some superstitious, not superstitious, but superficial choices that, she instead of going king c8, she thought like nothing would have happened to her and pushed f5 and this would have won the game.
Yes.
And I don't know, Tabi, once again, this time management we have to talk about. I mean, with the players, it might have been much more interesting, but they play their own tournament. And we go back to our position. f5 was a really big mistake. So, white went for the pawn. Yes. And all of a sudden, black started to come back in the game. Actually, white went for 2 pawns. She picked up d6, and because of activity, she's about to pick up a5, which she did. She might have allowed moves like d6, knight f6, and black would have her own activity, like we will talk later in the game. So the second pawn came. And black played really very strong move, bishop e1. Really very strong move. Here we may talk about engines and people, which is also like bishop and knight, it's another thing. Engine or the human. I mean, engine shows this position to be better for white. But this is completely wrong. Somebody plays here, sits over there, now understands like there is the danger also for her.
Actually, she even, after she took on a5, she said she felt that the initiative is coming and somehow black pieces are...
black is very close to achieve something.
Yes.
So it's called like the turn of tables, yeah?
Yes,
like
turn of tables.
Out of nowhere. That's always a problem. I mean, how strong this thing is there. For instance, Capital shows g4 and he is happy with certain things, but I think after g4, f4, White has to really prove, you know, this is very dangerous. White has some, you know, White's king is in a mating net in some way. I mean, I would say like black will never lose the game after bishop e1. All this, whatever computer shows, is for computer chess, not for us. And I believe white was not very happy. So she played knight c6. All of a sudden, tables are turned, like we pointed out. f4, knight f6. Knight e5, bishop f2 is no picnic either. Now we got the threat of you know, playing the bishop on g1 and then putting it somewhere like on e3, and we try to get our own mate. And any case of g4 exchange comes the rook to c4. Continues the attack. f4 falls, black still continues with the attack, at least is safe. So I believe f3 was one of the safer choices after bishop f2, a5 came. Knight f6, bishop d3 came, and we got this position, which is very important. Now I will be a little bit critical about Lilith's game. I mean, she's a really strong player, having very good results. You know, together playing with Danielian and others who is not here, Danielian, due to some certain reasons, most likely. But this is the moment that she shouldn't be shy. I mean, she took on d5 and in some way practically agreed to make a draw. She even maybe offered it. I mean, let's try to win this game. Knight h5, which will not win the game. White has means of equalizing the game, but white will remember, you know, that she may also suffer.
No, but she saw the line.
Yeah.
She showed me after.
There are a couple of lines, in my opinion, after knight h5, but you know, it's always good for the next games.
Yes, true.
So first of all, the first move is completely forced.
Yes,
you know,
true.
rook b1 has to come back. Black has to take. King goes to h3. And now bishop d6. A surprising move. Wants to pick up two pieces. Rook takes c1, knight f4 check, and after king h4, g5, king g3, king h2, takes first this and take this one and wins the game. So there is no choice this way or another, just comes g3, rook b1, bishop b1. I believe once again, well, not much differences. This happens. And now it's interesting who is playing for a win and why type of situation. White has to push. Everything forced. White pushes again. Black stops the pawn from somewhere. You name it, here and there. And black can, I mean, black cannot really try to win the game. The main problem is white can always push f4, bishop a2, bishop f7 type of thing. And to make the things even worse, white can even take. And now we have one of the situations that the pawn on the 7th is as valuable as the knight. In case of this, in case of any of this, you know, like white cannot lose this game. So this is, I mean, this is the worst draw. This is the most sophisticated draw. There is no need to play like this, you know, this like, we have an expression in Turkish, you know, to show left ear you know, by your right hand.
Yes.
With f4, bishop a2, bishop f7 is enough. But just play it. First of all, in such situations with fewer time, people do funny things. Second, if they don't, I mean, nothing comes out, this is reserved for the next game. That she will remember this. She will say like, also you tried to win with me. I will be more careful with you.
Yeah.
So I think this was one of the best games in the tournament with this tactical shots, with interesting endgame parts. And this is for today. And anybody having any question about the games? One question can come from Mr. Vlahović, but this is nice, скажи. Окей, потом не говорим.
Играем блиц. Можно блиц играть.
Это не шампионат, всегда мы можем играть блиц. So, okay, thank you for coming and watching. I think Nadezhda will close our session.
Yes, well, thank you. Okay, thanks for this great analysis. And okay, we have another session at 6:30. So Mr. Stuart will have a short time to prepare. So okay,
I will have an interview running even.
we will close this now and see you next timing at 6:30. Thank you for watching and see you.